Good morning. Good morning, my beautiful friends. This is your wake up call with Maui Paul. I am Maui Paul. We are here today to say some nice things about ourselves. Good morning, Jan. Good morning, Shauna. Wonderful to see you ladies here today, as well as the folks who are watching me on Twitch. And also, it looks like some folks are watching me on YouTube as well. So, good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for being here. It is a wonderful day. Anyways, we're here to say some good stuff about us as we do every morning, Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. And ultimately to change the way that our brains are wired. They say that a belief is nothing more than a thought that we have over and over and over again. And that's why the beliefs that we have the longest are the ones that are most difficult to change. And so, also why the beliefs that we generate as childhood or in childhood are also so very, very difficult for us to change for different ones as we grow up, because those neural pathways have been just worn down over the course of many years. But anyways, the fact is that we are here to intentionally work to change that stuff. So let's have some fun. Let's pull a card, and I'm gonna ask you if you are the affirmation on the card. We are gonna respond out loud together. I am that affirmation, and then as we do it, we're gonna be ultimately, ultimately changing up the way that our day goes. So let's have some fun. Let's pull a card and say that today I am centered. I am centered. I relax into the mysteries of life. So I am centered. I relax into the mysteries of life. Are you centered? You are centered. You relax into the mysteries of life. I'll write that down in the comments. I encourage you guys to do the same thing. Good morning, Donna. Wonderful to see you here. As indeed we affirm today that we are centered and that we relax into the mysteries of life. I have always loved mazes. I've always loved labyrinths. And the difference between a maze and a labyrinth is that a maze is a collection of paths where you have a choice, and some of those paths will continue to give you other choices and eventually get you out of the maze or toward your goal. And other of those paths are dead ends, and if you take those paths, then you have to turn around and go back. A labyrinth is different than that. A labyrinth only has one path, and it's a long, circuitous path to get from one place to another, typically to the center. And hey, good morning, Dan. Good to see you here today. A labyrinth is a fundamentally different thing than a maze. You cannot possibly get lost in a labyrinth. You just have to continue walking. And even though it might not seem that you are in any way close to your goal, the fact is that as long as you keep on walking the path, you will eventually get to your goal. This labyrinth on this card is actually in Chartres Cathedral in France, and it's one of the largest ones. Labyrinths have been used for many many years for different types of walking meditation, where people will walk the labyrinth while praying, or perhaps stop at every one of the corners every time the path makes a twist and turn, and pray, or just really set an intention and then be specific about the reason that they're walking the labyrinth. I've always loved these things. One day I will have one on my property that's big enough to walk. For right now, though, I have one on my card, so I'm manifesting it in that way. And the fact is that that whenever, no matter what it is that we are doing in life, no matter what kind of a goal that we have, we always start walking to that goal as if it's an easy thing to accomplish and achieve. And sometimes they really are easy to accomplish and achieve, and we decide that we're going to do something, and then everything lines up perfectly, and then it gets done, and then we look for the next thing to achieve. However, once our goals get big enough, once our desires get complicated enough, once the things that we're doing become big, large enough, and on life purpose enough, at that point, the fact is that we start walking toward our goal, and then we're going to encounter an obstacle. And the difference between people who are successful and people who are not successful is that people who are successful, when they encounter an obstacle, walk around the obstacle. In the same way that that these labyrinths work. And if you take a look at the path down there at the bottom at the entrance, walk in and very quickly realize that in order to continue walking, we have to turn left. Well, at the end of the day, we're going to walk all around this goal, and sometimes we're closer to it, and sometimes we're further away from it, and sometimes we're as far away as as we were at the beginning, or at least it seems as if we are as far away as we were at the beginning. And yet, simply by continuing to move forward, continuing every single day to put in a little bit of effort, we are walking the path, whether it looks like we are ever going to achieve our goal or not. And so, life itself has lots and lots of different mysteries to it. And as we go through life, then it's as we go through life, it's it's the mindset that we have. I actually chanted that. What a pertinent comment. She says it's how we walk through it, begrudgingly or happily, trudging or dancing, smiling or cursing, same path we make in our experience. Amen to that, Jan. And life is about the experience, and that's kind of the whole point here. Is that nobody starts a walking meditation with the idea that they're going to get to the middle. Getting to the middle is not the point. The journey to get to the middle is the point. Getting to the middle is a wonderful thing. However, take a look at what's inside the middle of this. Absolutely nothing. There's nothing in the middle of it. In the same way that when we achieve our goals and our ambitions, we're happy about it for a very short period of time. And then we very quickly come up with another goal or ambition or achievement that we are working toward. And then this one is forgotten about. Now, in a classic walking meditation, getting to the middle is only one half of the journey. After we get to the middle, we recognize that there's nothing in the middle. What do? We turn around and we walk the opposite direction. We walk, we walk that same exact path out. And it's symbolic of sharing the knowledge and sharing the wisdom and sharing the perspective that we achieve as we get, as we become the people who can achieve the goals that we achieve and who can live the lives that we are living. If I consider who I am today versus who I am 5 years ago, the today me could give a lot of advice to the 5 years ago me, and that would rapidly increase my progress. And so so the fact is that that as we as we walk through these paths, we change. The path itself changes us, and that allows us or gives us that wonderful perspective necessary in order to be able to enlighten other people. As in the allegory of Plato's cave, when people come out of the cave and they see the sunlight for the first time, what's the thing they do? They go back into the cave to rescue others. It's the same thing with the hero's story or the hero's journey. After the hero saves the day, after the hero is able to do the thing and to achieve the goal and to become the hero, what's the next thing they do? Is they go right back to where they came from in order to lift other people out of it. And that's what we're doing every single day in our lives. We are helping other people to lift themselves to a place that we have already gotten to. We are reaching our hands down in the same way as we are also reaching our hands up. Our eyes are up toward the next thing, our hands are down toward the last thing. And so that allows us to be those inspirational people in life. And I'm sure that you've experienced it before, where maybe you weren't doing so well and somebody just gave you the right word, or somebody gave you the right perspective, or you watched somebody else achieve something or attain something and you said to yourself, you know what, if they can do it, I can do it. Perhaps you've seen that in your own life. And if you have, then you already are familiar with what I'm talking about here, because as we as we achieve things, as we become closer to our ideal versions of ourselves, then we have a greater number of tools, or rather a greater perspective, in order to help other people to do the same thing. And so I am centered today. My mind is focused on that center, and my mind is focused on the knowledge that once I get to that center, that there's going to be a different goal, a different thing, a different center for me to move toward. And so therefore I'm going to relax into it. Life isn't going to turn out the way that I think it is every single day. Some days will be more predictable than others. Some days will be just absolutely, completely unpredictable, off the wall. And yet, the fact is that as long as I continue to walk the path, the walking the path is the journey. How many of us have ever decided? How many of us have ever decided to listen to a song in order to get to the end of the song? The joy of the song is in the song. The joy of the dance is in the dance. So the joy of life is in life. It's not in what we achieve; it's in how we get there. So let's embrace the getting there. Let's embrace the path. Let's embrace the obstacles that are in our way and recognize that they're making us who we are. And let's remain flexible, and above all, let's remain centered, so that when things have come that are going to upset our peace, that we are able to very quickly regain the confidence and continue, as Jan says, to dance down the path. All right, so I'll talk to you guys tomorrow at 9 a.m. We'll come up with another one of these. I do appreciate everybody being here. Thank you so much. I know that I've been not here every single day lately. Yeah, Persephone is definitely keeping me up at night, and some days I just need to take care of myself. But anyways, I care about you. I love you. I think that you guys are awesome. Donna, I hope that the broadcast thing is on your end and not mine. But I guess we'll see. But anyways, I love everybody. I care about you. Like, let's just remain centered today. And when something happens to disrupt our peace, let's very quickly get ourselves back into joy by understanding that the peace itself that we've been so earnestly seeking is something that we already have. All right, my beautiful friends, I'll talk to y'all tomorrow at 9 a.m. Until then, I love you. I care about you. I appreciate you. Aloha from paradise.